As electronic dance music is currently at its peak in popularity, there are few DJs who have been able to stay dominant and relevant throughout its evolution. One of those DJs is German music producer Alexander Rieda, better known by his stage name Noize. Active since 2004, Rieda has stayed relevant in the industry by playing to sellout crowds and collaborating with the biggest artists like Tiesto, Skrillex, and even Snoop Dogg. As he gears up to drop his third studio album and set out on his first solo world tour, we sat down with Rieda in New York's Meatpacking District to talk about what he has in store for the upcoming months. We're here with Alexander Rieda, better known to his fans as veteran producer Noize. Alex, you're getting ready to drop your third studio album, Out of the Black. How do you feel about that?
I'm really excited, thank you. It's, as you said, it's my third album, and I've been taking some time off to go in the studio and concentrate on some new shit. And yeah, it's cool. It's like a lot of new sounds that I think are very exciting. To make it short, I think it's a good mix between my first and my second album.
As we all know, you dropped your first studio album in 2007. What were some of the challenges you faced going into the studio to make this new set of tracks?
Well, you know, obviously the times have changed since the last 5 years in electronic music. It's become so big, and there's been a lot of copies of copies of copies, a lot of new styles, and you know, I just wanted to make myself clean and clear from all of those things that are going on, to really just focus on what I love, and that is me recording a lot of analog gear, you know, some drum machines and stuff like that. And I've been in this real creative mode for a couple of weeks, and I put down so many ideas, and I think, you know, it's really what I wanted to do as well. I'm really happy about it.
There's been such a widespread emergence of DJs in the last couple of years in EDM. How do you feel about the scene and where it is right now?
I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of producers and DJs at the moment. You know, obviously EDM got so big and very mainstream. There's a lot of commercial things that are like probably the bigger things, but I think there's a good hope for that generation to, you know, dig deeper after they get bored of something they like now, and then a year later passes by and they can find so much more, and there's so much amazing electronic music out there. So I think it's great that finally electronic music has been picked up that crazy. It's actually pretty crazy.
You just came off a really great set at New York's Electronic Zoo Festival. How did the crowd in New York treat you?
I love it. I love it in New York. You know, it's always been one of the first cities to support me, and I've had amazing club gigs here, and it's been my third or fourth time this year at Electric Zoo, and I have to say it was amazing. Like the whole tent was pretty packed, and I had a really good set. I was really happy with it, and people loved it. It's just amazing to play, you know, on a site like this. You know, the river is right there, and it's great.
You actually featured one of your tracks with Skrillex called Middle Finger. Can you tell us a little bit how you and Sonny Moore came together to work together?
Yeah, I heard about that collaboration. It's called Dog Blood, right?
There you go.
It's cool, yeah. It's those two crazy guys. I think one is from Berlin and the other one is from LA or somewhere. It's really good stuff. We just put out the Dog Blood EP on Boys Noize Records, and it's been received really well. It's a good mix of like techno and modern sounds and break noise. It's fun.
You're about to set off on a pretty extensive tour, the back end of which will be 16 US dates. What does that mean for your career, just the extent of this tour and the size of it?
Yeah, it's a new way to tour for me. I'm going to play live. That means I'm going to play my own music only. I haven't done that ever. It's always been, you know, more or less a DJ set, although I do a lot of live things like remixing live or editing live, and there's a lot of intuitive stuff I do while DJing. But this time I'll be on tour with a tour bus and a big production that I can't really talk about yet, but it's going to be some crazy that people haven't seen.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just gonna be like all the way boys noise music, you know. It's gonna be pretty rockin', I think.
That's awesome. So with the great album and the great tour coming up, it certainly seems like you've had a pretty nice year and are set to have another nice year. What are some other great things that we can expect from you in the upcoming months?
Well, the best thing in the next month is my album release. And yeah, I'm just concentrating really on my tour now. I'm going back to Berlin to, you know, work out my live set and prepare everything to make it rockin'. And I just looked at the track listing, and it's crazy because, you know, there's a lot of older things I'm gonna play, and it's just like I was just thinking like, okay, hit, crazy, hit. And I'm really excited to bring all that together. It's a very new challenge for me as well, because, you know, I've been DJing all my life, and now this is a new thing for me, so I'm very focused about that.
There you have it. Boys Noise coming to a city near you. I'm Carrie Vandenborg, IB Times TV.